Hey, what's up? Hello. I'm Jacob, best Jacob alive too. This week again we have Scott the Eagle.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
And Brent, who made way too big of a fuss before the show started because he wants to be referred to as Spider.
How we doing out there?
I could barely be on this show with you after the things you said, dude. You need to chill out.
Got so many legs.
I'm hyped, dude.
Okay,
I'm hyped.
So Spider. So yeah, I didn't know you could nickname yourself. I thought that was like Professor X's department or whatever, but
Well, I went to college for it. So
you went to college for nicknaming yourself or for spiders?
yeah.
What
I'm
class?
an expert
what
in
class
spider
is that?
law.
It's top secret. I've said too much, honestly.
I don't know.
Project Treadstone in the building.
Did you go to like Spider University or did you take the courses on the web?
Got
Get us out of here. Pull up.
Aye. All right, we are back for another week of party chat.
We're here.
Big news from the first half of press conferences given to us by the presenters at E3. And that was a ton of content.
Oh my gosh. This show's never ended.
The main thing I took away was world exclusive.
Premiere.
Over and over again.
Well, at the old Furby factory, I gotta tell you, the equipment was shut down. Everybody was just paying attention to the live stream of EA, Microsoft, and Bethesda. So here's the thing. We try our hardest to adhere as much as we can to our recording date that we've set up since we've started. So here we are on a Monday. Our minds blown by the press conferences held thus far, and great news from old Bethesda and EA and Microsoft. But all this is just hours before the big showcases of Ubisoft and Sony with Nintendo tomorrow.
Right.
This is an episode about our reaction to what's happened, and we are so excited. We're just gonna do it anyway. I don't really have any promises to make right now. We've been kind of talking about maybe doing a half episode in a couple days to kind of put a bow on the whole thing, and just keep it fresh because I really don't want to wait another week for the rest of the stuff. But
I don't want to wait for our lives to be over.
Damn it! You got it before I did.
All right. All right, I'm back. So,
Sorry.
no promises. We're still new at this. We're learning. We might just do that, and yeah. But before we get into all that, we got another review, boys.
Hey.
On the old iTunes.
What-
I like that,
what-
dude. That hey.
What kind of review are we talking
That A
about?
track. One that includes stars and mini on the old iTunes. We just want to say thank you. We'll get into how to find us and all that good stuff at the end of our regular scheduled program. But for right now, tell a friend, tell us what you think, and we'll give you those details later. So this one's going to be more on the improvisational side of things, folks and guys, because there's just so much stuff. I don't really have my notes organized. I'm kind of all over the place, and yeah.
There's a lot of content. I mean, it was like get undercover. There's games coming in from all sides. There's sniper games on the rooftop. There's games at the door. It's awful. They're everywhere.
From the
We're
windows
surrounded.
to the walls, if you will. So I put down my summon sign and I pulled up Mr. Doodoo Man and Best Eagle Live, and we're just gonna run this. We're gonna go fast and loose. I'm just gonna go bullet point style.
Hold my hands. We're going in there.
Going down and swinging. Actually, we'll probably bring up some of our more exciting stuff because I don't want to spend all episode saying, I don't really know what that is. So we'll probably... Nobody take offense or anything like that. We're certain gamers with certain tastes and naturally whatever.
And
so,
part of the beauty of E3 is kind of, these companies announcing games for, types of people from, all over the world and, niche audiences and stuff. So, we're going to try and give a overview of what was announced at the conferences. Obviously we'll spend a little bit more time on what interests us. So,
Indeed. Like, here's a perfect example. Did you know that there are people in the world that like soccer?
Oh,
Guys.
What is that?
that's cool.
Football. Actually, I love it. I played it for years and all that. I never really got into the FIFA games, and so we're just gonna open with EA that kicked off the whole thing.
Yep.
And FIFA 18 is coming out here soon, and I might scoop it.
Hey, it looks pretty fantastic, man.
Yeah, Jacob, you seemed pretty excited about it when we were watching.
They have such a big rep, and one thing I noticed between all three of the big EA Sports releases, they all seem to be putting a lot of emphasis on a single player, some kind of story element in there. And it's happening with Madden, it's happening with NBA Live with their the one beta and all that. FIFA's got the same thing. You're following the story of a fella named Alex Hunter, who's very gifted at the old footballing. And,
got some skilled feet.
Yeah, they always look great, but with all this added stuff to it, and plus the added power of the new system that we saw some stuff on, which is will be named a little later. And I'm not the biggest sports game fan, so Brent, don't yell at me that I'm just kind of skimming over your favorite things here. NBA Live looked pretty tight with the right stick controlling the dribbling.
Yeah. Jacob, the one thing that caught my ear when you were talking about it, you said they mocapped a lot of the professional soccer players.
With FIFA, yeah, that was something they had said at the conference, on the press conference itself, and on the website, that a lot of the famous faces and the way that they move, if they run a certain way, they've tried their hardest to catch the superstars and a lot of other players as well.
Yeah, you said 60% of the pros or something like that?
Over 60% is what I heard.
That's
crazy.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people.
Neat.
A lot of mocap.
Yeah, a lot of mocap.
Mm-hmm. Whole lot of flopping. And
a lot
magic
of ping pong
spray.
balls.
Yeah. No, when he fakes an injury, he always grabs his left knee.
That's his hell.
Show me how you fake an injury.
Yeah, no. He wears his headband around his borderline mullet here. Sorry. We do silly stuff here in America, too. Yeah, we kid.
But so they're bringing back NBA Live. This is the first time they've released that in a while, right? If I'm not mistaken.
A little bit. Not terribly long, though.
I know that was the game that they put on shelves and then took it back off a couple days later, if I'm not mistaken. But so it is weird to see that coming back, but I will say it looks kind of neat. They have some novel ideas with the control, like you were saying, which, gives it kind of a different angle. I think it'll be tough for them to compete against, like the 2K franchise that does so well.
Yeah, they've got them all now, too, as far as basketball simulation.
Yeah, but they also showed off, Madden as well. That's coming out here in a few months. That looked pretty neat as well. And like you said, Jake, with them leaning into these single-player stories, Madden, I think that's the first time they've ever had a story like that in there. So it'll be really interesting to see what they do with that.
So do you start off as pee-wee football, and then you grow up, go to middle school and high school, and become pro? So what's going on here?
Totally. You could even burn out.
Any given Sunday, it's kind of like that.
Al Pacino
you ever see Rudy?
Up.
Can you tear your ACL in high school and then not win the big game, and then get depressed?
Be real belligerent and find yourself involved in a shooting when you're 40.
Or you're just sitting at a bar when you're 35 and the only thing you can talk about.
Okay, so there's an elephant in the room with EA's press conferences, and we're gonna get to that in a minute. I just want to sneak in here real quick. Spider, we got a lot to talk about today, but
really?
I want to talk about Haze Light and then working on A Way Out, which is what I was looking for during Brent's monologue there.
Man, that game looks really, really interesting.
Yeah, dude, it looks rad. Did y'all ever play Brothers?
I didn't play it. I'm familiar with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's one of the big names from the first generation of the indie games, I feel, to get a ton of attention, loving attention. I have it on my PS3 from the digital marketplace. You control two folks from one controller. It's pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those that just digs right into your heart and just,
yeah,
pitches a tent. I guess.
Okay.
Whoa.
So
I was
back
trying to think of some kind of
uh,
habitation metaphor, but camping was the first thing that came to mind.
So speaking of prison, that's where A Way Out is set. Is it brothers? Are there two brothers that are the main characters in this?
Oh, I don't know if they're brothers or not, but the
I'm
emphasis definitely. Let's go ahead and say brothers.
I'm 100% fairly confident they're brothers.
Confirmed.
Yeah, son
Brothers confirmed.
hermanos. It's listed as you can play online, but they strongly encourage couch co-op with a split screen type thing, and you have to work together to get out of these scenarios and play through the story.
Yeah.
And I think that sounds terrific.
Mm?
It seemed really neat. Kind of like this kind of dark, gritty thing. Two players doing different things kind of in the same, room or, area, which was really neat. They showed one player experiencing a cutscene while the other player was sneaking out of a room. It was just wildly different experiences going on.
That's
Indeed.
probably where they would suggest being on the couch then together, so you can see both.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That's cool though.
Yeah, I agree.
And he just seems so jacked about it too. When he was talking about it, just
Yeah.
yeah, his energy alone.
He was really
got me
hyped.
hyped. We kind of covered Need for Speed Payback. It looked just as good as it had before to us, to me at least. Can't speak for y'all, but
They did finally show some gameplay though, so that was pretty tight.
Oh my gosh, didn't look better than a game we're gonna talk about in a little bit as far as drivers go, but this one looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's time to talk about the Star War, boys. Man, this was big. And it took up so much time.
Darth Maul? I mean, come on.
Dude, it was sick.
Yeah.
It is awesome. And it looked great, too.
I really feel like they listened to
yeah.
everything that was wrong with the first one, and they just kind of answered all your questions, with this huge, half an hour chunk dedicated to all things Star Wars. I mean, single player campaign looks amazing.
And it's canon.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Wow.
That's what I'm super hyped about.
Seems like a cool, viewpoint from the Imperial side of things.
Yeah.
Following that Inferno officer, whatever her name is. But yeah, it looks super tight. I can't wait. And the multiplayer looks like they added a whole bunch of just kind of like game modes and different classes, and the classes actually mean things with different weapons and abilities.
The point system.
Yeah, kind of reworked everything.
So I didn't play the first one. Well, I mean, I played the beta, and that was about it. But one thing I noticed in the gameplay, I don't know exactly what they're called, like the TIE fighters that they were flying around in. Those seemed like super devastating. Were they in the first one?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it was one of those things. The only way to get one of those ships was to just find a random pickup around the battlefield. So
Yeah.
that was a real bummer. But when you're in it, yes, they were very overpowered, just raining down death. But they're tough to fly. And if you have the right weapons or the right, setup, you can take one down fairly easily.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it seemed like some cool large-scale battles they were showing off in there.
Yeah.
That's a great point, Spider. Eagle, tell us about old Muzelk and his mid-air collision there.
Oh man, so one of the things that I guess for better or worse, EA really leaned into were these what do they call them, creators, I guess.
Yeah, content creators, influencers.
Yeah, so
Are we talking about the same thing?
Yeah, totally.
I think we are.
So at the end of their conference, they did this huge Star Wars chunk. It was 30, 40 minutes of all things Star Wars. And, that after revealing Battlefront 2, one of the last things they did was just play a live game with all these, YouTubers and influencers, from people like Muzelk to Stone Mountain, all these guys playing live. And, just crazy stuff happens. I mean, Muzelk rammed somebody in midair. It was nuts. Stone Mountain went on a crazy streak with the droid. And the cool thing was, watching the game, it really felt like a Star Wars battle.
Yeah.
Because, in this Battlefront 2, they're doing all the timeline, right? From episode 1 to 7, and even maybe episode 8 getting some DLC. So it's pretty tight. And
yeah, I actually heard that mentioned.
Yeah, and they had that huge drop the mic moment of all the DLC, all the maps, everything is free.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe
Kudos
I'll give it a try.
them. Yeah, man.
And maybe they'll give you a jetpack when you start.
Well, they actually said that only certain droids and people can use that, so
whatever.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but the DLC is free. Come try it out. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Check it out.
It's awesome. I'm so hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. And what more can be said really about Star Wars Battlefront 2? Again, that's another one we've kind of been prepped for. We knew it was
coming.
Going on.
Yeah.
Most of that stuff during the EA presentation, except for one game that they teased, but didn't go into it because it was a joint effort with Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a big deal about it, showcasing Microsoft's new equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And their Division Seed to use, I don't know, big super mega ultra hype games.
Yeah, they were talking about Seed was their EA's initiative to look into like future tech and ways to progress their games and stuff, which is really cool. And the first one they showed, Anthem, seems really, really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you'll bear with me, Spider, I'm going to say that's a good place to just roll on into Microsoft, man, because this game was tight and dope.
Both at the same time.
Dude, not no and/or, just a capital and.
When they announced Anthem, it walked in with like its arm around two babes, just like standing on stage, like look at me,
Yeah.
so cool.
Yep.
Come on.
Come on. You got Alfred there, like the Lamborghini, Mr. White.
Look at
Mr.
my mech suit.
Mr. Anthem. Mr. Anthem.
No, but let's jump into it. Anthem. That was it's their new game. This is coming from the BioWare guys, right?
Mech suits and gator belts and patty melts, man, and some skydiving. I felt like I was watching the Van Halen Jump music video. It was pretty rad. Just nimbly bimbly from tree to tree. Did you all ever play a game called Lost Planet by Capcom?
Yep.
I got a real big Lost Planet vibe from it.
Totally.
You said that, and for sure, I totally agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Gloomy, leafy planet.
With big old monsters.
Yeah, sounds about right. But I mean, it just looked gorgeous. I wonder, Eagle, you were telling me in a conversation we had a couple days ago that there aren't going to be any Xbox One X69 420X. That's the name of the new console, right?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Cool. Got you. I think we're in a clan together.
Oh, God.
There's not going to be any exclusive to the new. I find X so hard to say. I think I'm just going to keep saying Scorpio for right now.
I don't blame you.
Scorpio hardware.
Yeah. So yeah, the new console, Xbox One X, was what Microsoft showed. But so they had said earlier, they haven't talked about it recently, to be quite honest, but earlier they had said that they didn't want any exclusives for the console. It wasn't like a new generation or anything like that. They wanted it to work in the whole ecosystem. So the launch day Xbox Ones to the Xbox One S and this new console, the Xbox One X. They were saying everything's going to work together, but on the Xbox One X, the new console, you'll be able to achieve 4K graphics, upgraded visuals, and a whole bunch of, just much more, powerful equipment. So, Anthem, I guess, is one of the projects that's being worked on that to fully utilize all that.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get through this staggering list of titles that they just machine gunned at us over the press conference, we'll talk a little bit more about the formal name and all the new stuff about the technology. So we saw one of my favorite things I saw from Microsoft was PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds got a pretty long set.
Woo! I mean,
Yeah.
that was a huge announcement.
Yeah, they got talkie time. They got gameplay time. It was great.
Man, came out on stage, said it's coming only to Xbox consoles, going to be 4K on Xbox One X. That is
Bam.
unbelievable.
I'm excited. I've been watching live streams of this game. The county clerk at the Master Race office hasn't gotten back to me on my papers, so I gotta wait on console. And
it's big.
You know, super excited and just really happy to see something just come up like that and just take over.
Yeah, and
It's good to see that stuff happen.
You know, before Microsoft really jumped into a lot of their game announcements, they did make a big deal about, Mixer and game streaming and, that social aspect in games. And, they said they had over 1 million people tune into Mixer to watch this stream of their E3 conference, which is awesome. But you'll see, I mean, the list of the 42 games that they showed and announced, I mean, a lot of them are, not only built towards, social audience, a lot of that streaming is just straight integrated, which is really cool to see them take that in. And, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is a huge step for them to just kind of commit to that, streaming audience, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to watch. It's hilarious.
And Mixer's been really good to us so far. What
They've
we've
been pretty
played
great.
around with.
I don't understand all the shade being thrown. It's worked out pretty well so far.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, it's good service.
Yeah, I mean, Twitch still has a lot more, notoriety, but what are you going to do? You just start it up. Yeah.
Got to build.
Anyway, yeah. One game that kind of blindsided me, Metro?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
This is
Was that the
crazy.
first game that they showed, too?
I
It
think
was up,
first or
right up
second.
there.
Yeah.
Because Ashen was up there, too, but we haven't really got there yet.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, shoot, that was probably one of the best games I've seen thus far as visuals at E3. I mean, how stunning was that, slice that they showed?
Oh, dude, everything was super intense. I mean, it was gorgeous to look at, and just everything that we saw was just, I don't know, right. Everything was right in your face.
But yeah,
it
name
took
of the
a
game
minute.
is Metro Exodus, the follow-up to what, Metro Last Light and Metro 2033.
Yeah.
Metro Exodus
Come with me.
in a Russian subway. Pink, pink. It's in Russia, isn't it? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and get myself in trouble with that.
Bomba
But,
God.
Story of my life. But yeah, I was not expecting that. The game is... I don't know. It was spooky. When I was playing through it, I was like, this is kind of just another spooky shooter. It reminded me of a mix between Gears of War. I remember Eagle telling me Fallout. He got Fallout 3 vibe from it.
Yeah.
But had some heart wrenching moments in there, which is what I'm really there for. But man,
Love that
we got to keep going.
I know.
What do we do next, boys? Do we want to talk about Assassin's Creed Origins? I mean, I know what happened during Microsoft, but we got Ubisoft. Maybe we should lump it in with them, or are we just going to do it?
I mean, they made a big push about it being 4K. Their new Assassin's Creed Origins being set in Egypt. Looked crazy. Rideable camels confirmed. Alligator fights confirmed. Or, excuse me, crocodiles.
Holy shit, boys.
Slide-
Rideable camels confirmed.
Here we go.
Sliding down the pyramids confirmed.
Oh, looked amazing.
I just hope there's stuff to climb, is all I'm saying.
It looked
Pyramids.
like a pretty populated kind of cityscape, but
Yeah.
like you said, we got a lot to cover, Jake. We'll when Ubisoft does their presentation, I'm sure we'll hear a lot more about it.
Yeah. They had a whole gameplay vignette for everybody to watch go down. Yeah, let's just... Oh, man, I hate to do this, but we're just going to move on.
Let's do it.
Got
Rapid
to see
fire.
some Shadow of War, and the reason why I want to talk about this is because we just talked about that console
Yes.
being announced.
It
We
was,
got to see some gameplay of this, too, and an ogre just having his life changed, apparently, judging by it's just, I've never felt like this before.
I've been dominated.
What'd you say? Press B to dominate? I didn't catch that part.
I saw that after you beat him down. It was like hold B to dominate, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where are we going?
From this point on, I'll be your shadow.
Yeah, he definitely had some character with him. But
1/4 portion.
are you guys excited for this game?
Yeah, it looks like super like heavy metal.
Yeah.
Like that dude getting his head twisted off like a coat cap.
Yeah.
I was just I'm not an ultraviolence guy, but I was sitting there just cracking up. Like,
Yeah. Right at the start of the fight. That's pretty gnarly.
yeah.
Yeah.
I should have played the last one, but whatever. Like I'll
jump
play
in.
this
Still
one.
can.
It looks rad.
The ring
It's gonna
has
teach
power.
me how to play it.
It'll
Yeah,
catch you
yeah.
up.
Talk to ghosts, make pottery and stuff. Whoopi Goldberg shows up at some point. We've seen it all before. Speaking of seen it all before, sorry for the negativity. I don't like to dip down that low, but I'm just going to skim over Crackdown 3. That made me mad.
Man,
That made me mad. Poor Terry Crews. He did such a good job.
it's bad when the highlight of your game trailer is your celebrity appearance who hypes up the game trailer. It's like, it looks so bad. I mean, I'm not a big Crackdown fan. I know it has its audience, but that game looked like it came out in 2004.
Yeah.
Dude, they got their money out of me because you need to buy that for the Halo 3 beta.
Yeah.
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 You know, so it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
But
It's just
that
like,
guy's hysterical. I just, man.
yeah, it didn't look that good. I know that, they showed it a while ago and they were saying that it was utilizing the power of the cloud for all of its, world
Ooh.
destruction and crazy multiplayer, environments. And, what they showed right there looked like Saints Row 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't look like anything super special to me, but,
Superman 64.
maybe being able to jump over a building is interesting to somebody. I don't know.
Yeah. Prototype did it.
Yeah.
But again, not trying to be down on it. I'm sure it has its own audience, but it definitely didn't look as strong as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So, sorry to the crowd for our negative attitudes on that, but we're just real. We're just raw.
Call it like I see
Too
it.
real.
I got a few more games I'm going to be negative on. You want to get to them? You want me to talk about Cuphead? I will.
Yeah, that was actually my idea. We might as well while we're down here in the depths.
Yeah.
Just get all the loot before we go back up again. Is this game canceled? Question mark. What? I heard Phil Spencer talk about it in an interview, and then I see 10 seconds of the same old footage just kind of crammed in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It seems like they had a big chance to show it. And to be honest, the name Cuphead being spelled out on the screen took longer than they showed of gameplay. It was like 2 seconds of gameplay. That's not an exaggeration.
I always want to call it Koofy ad. Because
I
they
will
make
say-
it one word, like no hyphen.
This game has a look about it, though, man. It
Yeah.
looks so cool. It looks like one of those original like Mickey Mouse cartoon drawings,
Yeah.
which is neat. But man,
But like, where's the rest of this hype coming from? I just don't get it.
It looks so cool. It looks so dope when
It's-
it was
that's-
first being shown.
That's what I'm saying. Is that
It's
it?
such a
Just
novel
like,
idea. Yeah,
It's like they've shown
that
less
seems
and
to
less
be
of
its
it.
trick.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Not to allude to conversations that the listening audience has no way of being able to participate in, but I have to bring it up again when Eagle and I were talking about it a couple days ago, going over notes. It's, Eagle, remember telling me that they're kind of switching between a only boss rush format or actually having full developed levels or story.
Yeah.
I would just say just get it out
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
Just get the novel idea out there, and if people like it, do the higher price, bigger game.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
I'm
think-
smart and you should listen to me.
Right.
Well, there's a big difference between like taking time to make your game ready, right? Making sure there's not bugs and making sure things are like that. But there's another thing to completely redesign it and just keep adding and keep adding and keep adding. At some point it's you're gonna lose the hype that you got with how cool it looks and it might be with people get sick of hearing about it.
Looking at you, Fable.
Hey,
Looking at you, bud.
they're gone.
Your next beer's on me. Because your life sucks, Fable. All right. All right, hey guys. Look, a ladder. We can crawl out of this crippling, depressive low, and come back up to some new stuff that we saw. Ashen.
Hey,
Ashen, yeah.
this looks pretty neat.
Somebody get them some cocoa butter. Looking like Ashy Simpson.
Is there another ladder around here?
Yeah, sorry, Spider.
Why sorry to me?
I don't know. I'm just trying to work Spider into
Everything.
Spider a lot.
It's okay. But yeah,
this game's
Ashen.
not about spiders. It's about Ash.
Well, there was definitely some spiders in there.
Take it, Spider.
uh,
I feel like the guitar solo should start after I say something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It from the little bit of gameplay that we saw, it looked kind of like Dark Souls meets Uncharted, but with pastel with coloring. Is that right?
Palette?
Palette?
Pastel.
Opaque.
It's like a real low
Pastel.
poly look, like Firewatcher, something like that.
Yeah.
Hey,
But, like-
Spider, I gotta tell you though, we compare everything to Dark Souls, so I think we need to go a little bit further into it.
It's like a racer, but it's like Dark
It's like
Souls.
a Dark Souls meets cars
So it's third
and
person.
soccer.
It was almost like a kind of dungeon crawler feel, but with I'm assuming there's going to be some puzzles.
And did it
but-
look 2-player? It
Yeah,
seemed
so
like there were two
yeah.
people on screen all the
Yeah,
time.
that's what I was going to say. It seemed like at all times there was two characters on the screen, kind of like helping each other through these caves and whatnot. Yeah, I saw some shadow smoke monsters kind of deal going on. Did you guys notice that as well?
Yeah. I mean,
That's what they
shoot,
call me.
the end of that trailer ended with like a 150-foot tall monster coming out.
Yeah, just like slowly walking out with his cane
All
gun.
right. Yeah.
hey, if Brent can be Spider, can I be Smoke Monster?
Sure, man. You can be Smoke Monster.
Can
It's
I
20
be can I be Xbox One Smoke Monster X?
Yeah, it's Jacob.
too
It's
many
2017. Nothing's holding you back.
All underscores. But man, so many brand new titles. I don't really know. I haven't picked a pony yet, man. I want to play them all.
Well, I know you got one game. I know you got really excited about. Texting me was Tacoma.
Yeah, Tacoma got a date because I'm that weirdo that likes the artsy fartsy stuff, man. Like Portal is my vibration. I love that whole aesthetic, the whole mystery, not knowing what's going on, figuring it out yourself, and just the kind of tension that you play a lot of games where you're in a bullet hell or you're getting mobbed by enemies or a gigantic boss. I appreciate when people excuse me. I appreciate it when you can still be made to feel that tension in solitude, in quiet, nothing around. Uncertainty is your enemy. More can be said with silence. I read that on a fortune cookie.
Sounds like a
I was
Metallica
practicing
line.
some sweet taekwondo, and that was written on a scroll on the wall.
Oh, dojo.
I live by that mantra. Take off your shoes, bud.
But Tacoma looks like a kind of like a story-driven game in which you're on like a space station, and something's happened, and you're kind of like watching things replay, something like that.
Yeah, you have to put it together. I speak like I know exactly what's going on, but I mean, this game was first announced like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to know based on what you've seen, and the new stuff is the old stuff even valid anymore.
Yeah.
But it seems like you wake up, and this is all conjecture, this is all speculation. You wake up, you're not really supposed to have woken up, and you got to figure out what happened and why you woke up. And you follow, in so many words, ghosts of the memories. You go through situational puzzles. Not saying it's a puzzle game, but it definitely looks kind of, focused on that kind of thing. Like you go through the proverbial maze, you get a biscuit of a little bit of holograms telling you what happened.
Yeah.
Love hologram biscuits.
Yeah, dude. They're not as satisfying as the real ones, though.
No.
I think my favorite holograms are biscuits and Tupac so far.
Yeah. Yep.
He's a good hologram.
This is real top-notch holograms. But yeah, Tacoma is I don't expect it to be a huge. I would want it to be if it's a good game, but it looks like just an interesting different kind of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
And a couple of those titles coming out kind of have that, dare I say, avant-garde edge to them. Like, two I can kind of lump into that would be The Artful Escape of Francis Vendetti would be the whole name. And The Last Night, both of those kind of striking chords that are a little bit on the eclectic side.
The Artful Escape was super flashy, super neat. Kind of like an acid
sweet
trip on my
electric
screen.
guitar, just the dam busting open and that ballad guitar coming out, just like.
He was like
Dude,
flying with it. It was cool.
Yeah.
Dude, it sounded like a 90s movie love scene. You know what I mean? Like when you only saw the silhouettes, like back then in those movies.
Oh my gosh.
It was tight, and The Last Night just got this like Blade Runner vibe, which is holy buckets.
Man, and it was
love
like
Blade
this,
Runner.
It was like this cool pixel art that was, but it seemed like there were too many pixels. Like if it wasn't like 16-bit, it was like 164-bit. Pixel art. It was crazy.
Yeah. And just these games seem that they're taking the angle of blending what could be a long story for a video game and also adding art, that aspect to it. So they're literally merging reading and looking.
Yeah.
Gotta look to read, bud.
Reading and looking.
I can just see your hands
I think
right
you're
now,
describing a book.
outstretched towards the sky, like reading and learning together for once and for all.
Like one of those apes in 2001 looking at the bone, like, I will never be hungry again. But yeah, these, anyway, snap out of it, Jacob. Indie games. So,
well, like I was saying at the start, at the conference, they were making games for all sorts of people. And, I know, people had thrown a lot of shade towards Microsoft's way over the past few months about them not having a strong game library of exclusives, and they come out swinging. 42 games announced.
Yeah. That
22
thing was 2 hours long. It's nuts.
But
it just get exclusive,
world premiere,
exclusive,
world premiere,
exclusive.
Love it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good for them.
This one, I don't really have a whole lot to say about it because I don't know exactly what the Darwin Project looked cool.
Was that
Looks
the like the
but it was
small
like-
Battlegrounds one, or am I wrong?
Kind of. I was left being like, LOL, what? Like I don't know exactly what I saw just yet.
Esports commentator over the whole thing.
Yeah, was that?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It was. I mean, like I said, they're really leaning into some of these things that have stream integration, and I think that's smart. You look at a game like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. That game is popular because of people streaming it. I think they're just kind of, looking for that next grenade, really, that's just going to blow up.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I mean, did you get excited about it, Eagle? Because, I mean, I got like an Overwatch kind of feel to it as well. And, I mean, obviously you're really big into Overwatch.
Yeah. Double XP just ended up this weekend. I'm tired. I'm a tired man.
Yeah.
You want to talk about bloodshot eyes and sore thumbs?
Hey.
Nice.
This guy.
Nice.
This guy. And I know, Carrie, you're out there. You went hard with me, pal. Thank you.
We need to get him as another field correspondent. Get him a Geraldo mustache.
Get him one.
That's the uniform to be a bestie. You have to.
But to your question, Brent, it looked interesting. It's one of those games. I think it's going to be it's going to make or break by how it plays and what the hook is. They just showed like 1 or 2 minutes of it. It wasn't a big deal, but it did seem kind of like a battle royale type of thing. But it did seem like small scale, like maybe like only 8 or 10 people. So
Yeah.
that's some of the allure to something like Battlegrounds, which is like 100 people. So
No.
we'll see. It was all right. I'd like to see more of that though.
Well, I don't have much to say about Code Vein. Y'all can tune in a couple episodes ago.
Yep. Yeah.
To hear our thoughts on that, and that sick burn they gave us. I'm still looking forward to it. Like, I'm looking at it like, that's cool. Then I see big eyes, and I'm like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I will say I'm really surprised to see it on Microsoft stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rad.
But
I was not expecting that.
And the gameplay that they did show was better than the trailers and such that I've seen thus far. So it did seem kind of cool.
Oh, the gameplay looks so good. Looks super smooth.
It's like anime Dark Souls. I like just to bring up that Dark Souls again.
I mean, but that's a really good way to describe
it's
it. Though.
Everywhere. I was trying to avoid
Dark
it. It still came
Souls
out.
meets large eyes.
Vampires, robots. There you go.
Okay.
It's
How
got
about I'm
it
going
all.
to start, since y'all have been doing so good on the one at a time, just firing back those answers. I'm going to give you 3 at a time so we can get through Microsoft.
Okay.
And get to talking about the advent of their new technology. I'm going to go Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Okay, I was like, I thought you said 3. I don't know.
And begin.
Sea of Thieves. After seeing that, I am more hyped to play it. I wasn't at all before, but
Really?
it tickled something. It tickled something inside of me. I don't really know what it was.
There's pirates in their booty. You got to watch them, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, and
They're
the
like
way
that.
they ate the banana stem first without peeling it, that's huge.
Savages.
Dude, Griffin McElroy from Polygon had me laughing so hard with his video. He ate a banana like that just to prove a point. Top notch.
That sounds unpleasant.
Yes. But no, Sea of Thieves, just like Brent said, the more they show of it, the more I like it. I think they're doing it the wrong way with leaning into their, quote unquote creators and influencers.
Yeah.
They're no fun to watch because, I don't follow those guys to begin with. So,
Right.
That's a little bit weird. But the game itself looks like it'll be fun to group up with your friends, jump out on a ship, and go hunt for some treasure. I mean, I think that's going to scratch that childlike itch that everybody has.
Yeah.
Scratching children.
Mm.
Be careful.
God.
Be careful. All I'm saying, like, are you going to be able to deal with pirates and guardians at the same time when Destiny 2's out?
Oh God,
Dude,
good question.
that brings up the most sore point of everything is how many of these games are going to release this fall.
Yeah.
Oh, so many games coming out in October, November. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And yes, they are going to affect each other because I do, like we were talking about this before we got on the show, is that I feel like everybody's going to have their, game or two that they really latch on to, and they're going to miss everything, just like I will, just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a lot of money to put down here in a couple months.
Too many games, boys. Slow it
Hey,
down.
hey, Spider, calm down. Chill out, Spider. Put away that switchblade. That's a really cool vest.
Thank you.
Why didn't you wear a shirt under it, though?
You'll find out.
Anyway.
But you also mentioned State of Decay 2.
I did. But to finish my sentence real quick, not to cut you off, but
Go.
I'd rather have those games there than not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Of course.
continue.
And especially Rare doing it. I mean, Rare's done some great games over the years. I'm sure there's some really nice charm in there.
Mm-hmm.
State of Decay 2, amigo. I wish I wasn't over zombies.
Man, I'm with you, dude. I'm so over it.
I have room in my heart for one more zombie game, and that's Last of Us 2.
I feel you, dude. A lot of people have that same, zombie-shaped hole in their heart.
Yeah, hopefully it will be their cordyceps infected. They're not zombies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully we'll be seeing that tonight, and I cannot wait for Last of Us 2. But that's for a different show.
Yeah.
State of Decay 2, if you don't already know, State of Decay took on this really it was like doing zombie taxes. It was more on that side of the RPG type of thing. Like, you really had to manage your numbers, build your bases, remember the things you just hardcore. Just really know what you're doing, which is totally rad. I have so much going on though that like I'm on something like that for like a week, and then
that's a big game to just dabble with.
And I hate games with permadeath. That just I can't handle that, man.
Dude, death is weak.
I'm a man child. I don't have the emotional bandwidth for all that.
Permadeath is OPAF.
Are you playing permadeath on your Dark Souls run?
No.
Oh yeah, every time.
No.
Oh, that's how I play.
That's how I got
No.
so good.
I've never finished. Been playing for hundreds of years.
No pause, permadeath. So yeah.
Say it today.
God, how do we get to Dark Souls again? It's like 6 degrees from Dark Souls.
Just gotta let it happen, man. Just
Yeah.
call it.
It's
Yeah.
Just
Trade
call it.
Decay.
We can't pretend any
Glad
longer.
to do it.
No.
Hope somebody
Just a
likes
couple more names on this list, boys, and that would be Dragon Ball Fighter Z and Ori.
it. Yeah, Ori is it's the sequel to the first one.
Yeah, it's a purdy game. That's what I call
Very.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Crafted to be purdyful,
Yeah.
The first
which I'm
one's
sure
real
it is. Has
acclaimed.
beautiful music.
Yeah, it was a cool presentation. Live piano, gotta love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you also said Dragon Ball Fighter Z. That's
Yeah, this is
Dragon
like a
Ball's
2D
new-
fighter.
Yeah. Just like in the vein of Street Fighter or something like that.
Mhm.
But Dragon Ball characters looks awesome, looks flashy. I'm not much of a fighter guy, but Dragon Ball is definitely cool.
Yeah, I could see the 2D fighter community really latching on to that. Could be pretty big.
I think so.
Pretty big. So, boys, we finally got the answers to our questions. All this stuff will be run on the new system, which we called Project Scorpio for so long. It is Xbox One X.
So
what
many
it's called.
X's, man.
It's so edgy.
I hate the name. I just want to throw
Really
it out
bad.
there.
It's really bad.
That's a silly
It's-
name.
It's cringy to me, quite honestly.
Who lets this get out of the conference room?
I have no idea.
Who did this?
Oh man.
Who did this? But did you see how small it was?
It's tiny.
Yeah, that was kind of shocking to me, honestly.
They put a controller on top of it, and it was about the size. I mean,
Yeah.
it was tiny, man.
It was like
Yeah.
the size of a mouse pad.
You probably couldn't fit 2 controllers on top of the thing.
But maybe you don't need all that space if you don't need fans and stuff like that anymore.
Yeah.
With their future coolant technology.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say, can I price drop as well?
You can price drop, bro. It's out there. It's public.
Take it, Spider.
I mean, I'll say, it's kind of impressive that a 4K capable machine is that small, and I'm assuming it's going to be that quiet, and for $500.
there it is. There it is.
I was expecting more, but it's not. It's $499, and good for them. That's exciting, man.
I think the number I guessed was 600. Is what I was thinking. It's okay
Yeah.
that it's 500 and not 400 to me. I don't know. I just get this like, if you can't afford 500, then you can't afford 400 in the long run.
Sure.
You know, like,
Yeah.
and it's supposed to be pretty updated technology, and it seems like twice the price of their regular stuff. I'm trying really hard to justify this because at the end of the day, it's a video game console that plays games we already have, but yeah.
Well, they went,
I mean-
real in depth with the tech specs, a while ago.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, they announced everything about that. We covered that a little bit, but we were waiting for the price. I think 500 is not bad. I think it's okay. For what it does, like Brent was saying, 4K, small, sleek design, already set up, easy to use, probably pretty quiet. $500, that's not bad. That's...
No.
That's not bad at all, and especially with the huge lineup of games they showed, that adds to it being worthwhile. But one of their important things that they said is that everything's going to work on all the consoles, so you don't have to upgrade, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And, like 4K has been thrown around so much, and it's like, but what even really is that? Eventually these 1080p TVs that we have today, those are going to be gone. It's all going to be 4K. So eventually, 4K TVs will be in everyone's house as the 1080s are in today. So, I mean, I guess they're just kind of future-proofing their console.
Resistance is futile.
That to me is what it is. So, and again, for $500, that's pretty good because you're definitely not going to build a 4K PC for $500.
And they kept all their, social stuff and media stuff. It's still got the HDMI in and out, the pass through. So it'll still
VR.
work, So I think it looks really cool. I'm excited to see what they have to say about it over the next few months. I was hoping for some good streaming integration, which might be a card that they're holding up their sleeve, for some more marketing down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it's still gonna come ship with the Kinect or anything?
No.
Yeah. I wanted them to announce that it was going to be shipped with an Elite controller, though. If it's a premium console, why not give the premium controller?
It should.
Everybody should get one of those.
Yeah.
Everybody. Well, then they'd have to change the name from Elite.
Yeah. I mean, it is still one of their
It'd be the Xbox
products,
normal.
So. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to be like, hey, are you guys like in love with the name though?
Good point, Spider.
So, yeah, all in all, Microsoft conference success. I think so.
Yeah, man, it was a bang.
It's huge.
Nicely done.
And let's see what Sony does.
Yeah, we'll see that tonight. A little bit later. Speaking of later, we stayed up to catch Bethesda's show because they go by a comfy California time.
Big girl Bethesda was late to the party.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know that mechanical bull. You know how it goes down. So Bethesda, man, these are some quirky folks.
Yeah.
Is all I'm going to say. I'm still trying to search for the words for my reaction to their press conference. They are all over the place, and they definitely have a dark, dark side.
Ooh,
but there's this... I totally agree with you, but there's this through line that goes through everything that it just reeks Bethesda, and I don't know how to describe what that look or feel is, but all the games kind of have a similar quality while looking completely different.
Well, I'll tell you, it takes the form of spider demons and being dipped in milk and
a lot of milk.
And alternate timelines where Nazis are a big pain in the ass.
Everybody's favorite when they won the war. Remember that?
Kind of recall that.
Well, so let's jump into Bethesda's conferences. So what'd you guys think about old edgy esports Quake champions?
Oh, man, this world. I remember Quake.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't care if I sound ignorant about it. I'm not part of the quote-unquote master race. I didn't know it was still that big of a deal. I really didn't. This is like the primordial shooter, though, you could call it, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Like the original multiplayer shooter.
Yeah. It's where the land started, man. You know?
Yep.
Quake Champions is what they're talking about. And apparently organizing and hosting big tournaments.
Yeah, QuakeCon this
$1
year is $1 million.
$1
million bladders.
Bang.
To the winner of a Quake tournament.
Divided by 5 people.
But Quake Champions. It's Quake Champions. Jesus. Oh man, had a
Champions.
Quaker
small stroke there. Sorry about that.
Monetization.
Yeah, so Quake Champions is a free-to-play game in which it's just kind of like the old Quakes, but the characters are a little different. So some are faster, some have more armor, but it's still based around running around the map at breakneck speeds, picking up power weapons and stuff.
Running and gunning.
And a new character, new class.
BJ
from
Wolfenstein. That was so cool. It was out of left field announcement. They're adding him to Quake. Looks like he dual wields, just like old Wolfenstein's known for.
It's like a completely different planet, man. I'd be eaten alive if I ever tried Quake. It's like learning how to play hockey for me at this point. Like, oh man, just asking to get my feelings hurt. So I mentioned their dark side earlier. Most of their content was to announcing 2 of their pretty popular titles, both of which are kind of on the macabre side of things. With the Evil Within 2, which just some narrative steroids. It's been juicing, boys. Like, it comes back. I mean, the first Evil Within had you had your story to play through, but boy, did this one have some personality when I saw it.
Yeah.
It was nuts. It was packed.
Like that trailer that they showed, my brain was melting in between like trying to follow what I'm visually looking at and then what they're trying to tell me. Yeah, it hurt my brain to watch that. But but I was like sucked into it. I couldn't turn away. It seemed really interesting. But I don't know, maddening at the same time.
Yeah, just watching Bradley Cooper deal with watching Bradley Cooper deal with monsters and then himself and then waking up in a dream and then
being sucked back in and then I don't know.
Should have called
the
it
shadows
Evil Within
in the dark. 2% gamma. It was so dark. I could barely see what was going on.
2% milk.
2%.
Yeah,
I got it now.
I'm sorry. But yes, I agree with both of you. I didn't play the first Evil Within.
No.
I watched a little bit of Mooch and you guys going through it, but boy, this one, man, that trailer was bold. A lot of imagery, a lot of death and darkness, man.
Yes, real screwy.
I want to play it after watching that, but I'm a scaredy baby, so I don't know if I could get through it.
That looks real
What about the
scary.
new Wolfie?
Woo!
Oh.
Speaking of B.J. Blazkowicz, he's back. He's alive.
Wolfenstein.
Holy buckets.
Yeah.
Last time I played that game, he was blown up with a grenade. There was not much
What
left.
did I see?
Dude, that trailer went some places, man.
Holy guacamole. Like, speaking of personality,
Yeah. Yeah.
I tend to not like shooters. I get vertigo pretty easy or motion sickness or whatever you want to call it. So, like, that's kind of the first disqualifying wall that I have for a lot of shooters. I can't just play them. But for once, like, this shooter I have no idea what this thing's supposed to be about. Is crazy. Like, they're dropping acid and stuff. You're seeing cartoons on the screen. This is nuts. I really want to watch Eagle play this game is pretty much what I'm saying.
From the looks of that trailer, I will. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah,
Catch
like
us on Edgy Stream.
they totally sold me on that trailer. I've never played, again, maybe I've played Wolfenstein like back in the 90s, but I haven't played any of the new iterations, but wow, it sucked me in, man. It had so much character, and I don't know. I want to know the full story, what's going on, and then at the end of the day, it's one of these first-person shooters that Wolfenstein's kind of nailed down.
Yeah.
So
Wolfenstein has this really cool, like, stealthy first-person shooter. A lot of crouching, a lot of creeping around stuff, which is interesting because it's juxtaposed with this dual-wielding, high-tech German engineering. If they won World War II, it's bananas. But yeah, this new one looks interesting. But I will say they did call it Wolfenstein 2, which I saw on Twitter earlier. A guy made a joke that this is the 11th Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein 2 is the 11th Wolfenstein on Xbox One, which is the third Xbox. So let that marinate for a second.
yeah, that's the world we live in, bud.
It is.
But it's got that B-movie vibe.
Yeah.
Just a healthy injection of ridiculousness to some good old-fashioned blood and guts.
Yeah.
And
Speaking
chain
of
guns.
blood and guts, Doom VFR. Whoa, this was one that came out of left. Yeah. What's the S stand for? I could only guess.
Friendly.
Yeah.
Furniture.
Yeah, so they put Doom in VR. I mean,
Yeah.
that was out of
That's
left
a good
field.
idea.
Didn't see that coming.
Goggles are on some corny shit, but that's pretty cool.
I will say the one thing about it that I saw, it seemed like they're still using the teleport kind of deal going on.
Yeah.
And that just seemed, I don't know, that would just seem so intensely crazy. And like, I feel like I would get sick from that. Like, Doom's already a really intense game, but now you're like literally just zipping around the map.
Well, I will say that from what I've heard, a lot of developers can't do just like moving around with a stick, like on your controller, because that makes you sick. The teleporting apparently is not bad, but yeah, it doesn't seem like it fits. You're this cool Doom Marine who's known for being fast and clambering around stuff and jumping around, and for it to just be teleporting around, it's a little odd, but it did look pretty cool and flashy. I'll give it that.
Oh yeah.
Do you think it's going to be like a different gaming experience, kind of like a virtual reality version of Doom, or that title played through with VR goggles, as we know it?
I think it would have to be a different version.
I'm wondering if it's going to get like a House of the Dead type treatment.
Well, I don't know how they would do the full game like that.
Yeah.
Because
I wonder if you're just like walking up to carnival boxes of shooting targets and stuff until you clear that area and you go to the next.
Now they did announce Fallout VR, and they did announce that that's the full game of Fallout 4 just in VR.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
Yeah, there are definitely some details to be worked out with it, and can figure out what kind of experience we're getting. Fallout in VR. Brent, you went through Fallout, didn't you?
Yeah, so I'm looking at it now, and so I would have to repurchase it. I'm looking at it on Steam. So that's kind of weird. I figured at least if you had that I already bought it, it might have been a little cheaper. It's $60. Fallout VR. I'm looking at it right now on Steam.
Holy buckets!
Wow.
Yeah.
That
Oculus.
sucks.
Yeah. So that was kind of weird when I saw that earlier. Yeah. But yeah, I did play Fallout 4. It was obviously a fantastic game. Super fun.
Maybe we shouldn't have closed the show with Fallout VR.
I think it looks awesome though. Like I'll say that much. I'm not a huge Fallout fan. I played 3. I didn't play any of 4, but talk about. They were building bases and fighting these huge creatures, and I feel like the scale of that in VR is going to be crazy. Looking up at a Deathclaw like that, woo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they were they had the Pip-Boy. Hey, there he is.
Oh, there's our co-host.
Talking about a Deathclaw.
But they had the Pip-Boy on one controller, so you could actually turn your arm and look at it, and then your guns in your right hand. It looked cool. I didn't notice how they went about getting around the map. Did you guys? Was it teleporty again?
I saw him just walking around.
Yeah, that's. It felt like just walking around to me. So
I feel like they'd probably give you the option. That seems like what most VR games have done.
Yeah,
I give you a few different choices. But yeah, a lot of the stuff they showed was them walking around and building the base and stuff like that, getting into gunfights.
Yeah, the base building seemed a little more fluid in VR than going through your little menus, pausing, stopping. So,
yeah, a couple more points with Bethesda. Their addition of Morrowind to Elder Scrolls Online and their card game, Skyrim, being added to. Oh wait.
Legends? So it was called.
We almost forgot about the little video they showed about Skyrim on the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
14 people all clap their hands at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like there's a big audience for people on the Switch to play Skyrim?
I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like a Switch game. You're not gonna fire arrows like that on a subway. You're not going to be waiting for your flight in the terminal,
swinging your arms,
Here, dude,
and then setting
Switch
up your Switch on its kickstand, and then sitting a chair away and fumbling with the. Anyway, whatever.
It did seem a little weird, but
less than 8 seconds total of actual gameplay on a Switch, which I'm sure was just super. Okay, I'm not going down into the depths again. I'm sorry. I'll stop there.
I'll say it like this: I bet more than 50% of Switch owners will get it, though.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a drought of games right there, and Skyrim is beloved by a huge group of people, so.
Mm-hmm. If I owned a Switch, I would probably buy it. I love Skyrim, and just, to have, I guess, another game on the Switch. Yeah.
I wonder if they'll allow mods on there at all.
No, not at all. And see, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I mean, people aren't gonna run out and buy a Switch to have Skyrim on it. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'd rather play on my PC with these mods, or no.
Good point, Spider. But you can go out and get an amiibo and look like a really creepy bad Link cosplay.
He pulled out the Master Sword. That was nuts seeing that in Skyrim.
That was pretty cool, but the green tunic and stuff is just like, oh man. look creepy to me.
A little rough. Little rough.
Yeah.
Look the little guy that was too drunk at the bar Halloween party. Kind of.
Hey!
Hey, I'm Link.
Who wants to be my Zelda?
Yeah, I'm Link. What's up? Oh, my Master Sword made out of foil. But yeah, you can get an amiibo, and scan it across there and get some goodies, some Nintendo-based goodies. I wonder if you can get a Samus suit.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll have any other like amiibo support. Like, can you play as Yoshi? Or, like...
some blue suspenders. Just wear blue suspenders and a red hat.
All the dragons turn into Yoshis.
Oh my God,
that would be Yoshi Ram. That would be amazing.
We need to see if these mods exist on real Skyrim.
Nice.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
But awesome. Yeah, and then the collectible card game, digital card game with Elder Scrolls Legends.
Yeah,
they're adding a Skyrim expansion pack.
Yeah,
that was interesting.
That's for someone. That's for some people.
Yeah, going for that Hearthstone money.
Yep.
I think Hearthstone already has it.
God, yeah, it does.
But they did make a big deal during their press conference of wanting to have something that spans all mediums at the moment, whether it be cell phones or consoles or PC.
I think that's smart. You got an audience everywhere, so good for them.
Good for them indeed. Trying to be some overachievers.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Bam, 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 segue.
Speaking of.
That's really all the notes I have on this first part of E3 thus far. We've been talking about it. We'll figure it out. We don't want to wait that long for the rest of the news from Ubisoft and Sony, so we might do a little 0.5 episode here in the next couple days as a bonus morsel.
Addendum.
Yeah, because we all know Sony's gonna have something. They're gonna.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna drop the mic on something, man.
Every week, Eagle does a segment where we look at the true hearts and constitutional characters of gamers, and look at their ratings, frequency of trophy achievements and such with overachievers.
Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for sticking around. So this week on Overachievers, one of our listeners, Eric, gave us the suggestion of doing a Fallout game. So it actually tied in pretty well with Bethesda doing their press conference at E3 last night.
Yeah, thank you, Eric.
Yeah, thank you for listening. And, if you want to send in any suggestions you have, you can reach us on Twitter at edgystances. Or our email address at edgystances@gmail.com. But so for Overachievers, we went through Fallout 4 to take a look at some of these. Now, Brent, you have played through Fallout 4, correct?
Yeah, but I actually haven't played in any of the DLCs for Fallout 4, unfortunately.
Heard that. Good old Far Harbor and, was it Nuka World?
Yeah.
Nuka? Love it. Nuka. Love it. But so on Overachievers, we like to take a look at some of the achievements, obviously the most common and the rarest, as well as some of the odd ones in between. So starting at the most common with Fallout 4 is War Never Changes, which is the achievement you get for entering the Wasteland.
That's just leaving the vault, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. It's kind of like step one.
Nice. To you 22% that got lost.
Yeah, only 78.28% of players got out of the vault. So it's
not
tough
survivors.
In there creating your character, I guess. Who knows? But so moving on a little bit, we got the achievement for Mass Hole. which is a good little Boston humor. I love it. And that's to kill 300 people. Now, let me ask you this, Mr. Brent, you Fallout veteran, you. Is 300 people a lot of kills in this game?
No, not really. I definitely have that achievement, especially if you go through the whole game and try to do all the side quests. I wouldn't assume so. There's a lot of crazies out there in the waste.
So by people they mean baddies?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, people, humans, because there's humans and then animals,
Creatures.
robots.
Human baddies.
Yep.
But yeah, only 32% of players unlock that achievement, which is pretty surprising. But so looking at the achievement, the harder they fall, which is the achievement you unlock for killing 5 giant creatures. Fallout is very famous for its big old death claws and those rad scorpions and such. Ooh, hate these things. But that achievement was unlocked by 13.06% of players, so fairly rare one in there.
Yeah.
But so look at some of the leveling achievements. We have Unstoppable Wanderer, which is for reaching level 25, which to my knowledge isn't super high level, about halfway there, right?
Yeah.
Is it tough to level up in the game or something?
No, but I mean it takes a bit of time.
Yeah. Well, reaching
Understood.
level 25 was achieved by 35.9% of players, so fairly low.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Stuck with it.
About half of the people who wandered out of the old vault got to level 25. So,
Nice.
But the next one was Legend of the Wastes, and that was to reach level 50, which is fairly high level. Completed by 14.97% of players. So,
What'd you
it's
say?
pretty rare.
Waist level? About waist level?
At waist level, about waist high.
Yeah, about waist high. Yeah.
Wait, what was the reaching level 25 percentage?
35%.
And then Legend of the Waste was?
Reaching level 50, that was 14%. So big drop off between
Dropping
the
off.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can beat the game without being level 50 fairly easily.
I would bet so.
I see. So leveling up isn't necessarily about beating the game. It's just how much you've seen and done.
Yeah. How much really just experience you've gained, because you can always
Quests and stuff
Yeah.
like that. What about the old relationships in Fallout? Do you have any cutie patooties, Brent? Just old dog meat?
Yeah,
You
pretty
an old
much.
dog meat?
That's all I needed.
Well,
Me and my
the
dog.
achievement for lovable, which is reaching a max relationship with a companion, was a pretty rare one. 23% of gamers got that one.
Okay, yeah, I got that one.
Just damaged goods out there, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bunch of
Gotta get it.
radiation, bud.
Gotta get on Vault Mingle.
Don't
Lulz.
waste your time with her.
Vault Tinder.
Got a bunch of radiation burns. Your skin's falling off, so gotta.
Sounds like a
Got a
metal
heart of
band
gold.
name, doesn't it? Vault Tinder.
Vault Tinder
Yeah. I'm in a band.
with their new hot single.
Yeah, it's okay. We're in a band. It's called More Thrill Than Threat. We're we're Vault Tinder.
Vault Tech.
Sorry, Eagle. Sorry,
No,
Eagle. Carry
you're
on.
good, man. Everybody needs a place to hook up in the wasteland.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Local vaults 2 miles away. Enter your credit card number.
Ooh, sounds a little greasy.
Vault MILFs.
Oh,
It's a Fallout shelter. It's a
yep. Everybody's
okay,
favorite
so
role-playing game.
achievements. Here we go.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's just jump on to the rarest of the rare, huh? There were some there were some pretty rare ones. Fallout has some obscure achievements out there, but the rarest was definitely by far Eyes on the Prize, which was redeeming 100,000 tickets at the Nuka-Cade, which was only completed by 0.18% of players.
Wow.
Man.
That is
And-
incredibly low.
And I believe
I
that's
can only
DLC.
imagine that's like that's a DLC?
Yeah.
that's right, because Nuka World. So I'm assuming that's kind of like mini games suite.
Yeah.
Fallout Ski Ball. Stuff like that. It's more of a VR thing.
Everybody likes Fallout Ski Ball, right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't? That and Kung Fu Fighting. Both of them.
I do. I sure do.
But man, yeah. So I'm assuming it's like a virtual arcade, like in was it Resident Evil 6 that did something like that too?
I didn't play
the
6. I
mini-games.
stopped at 5.
I'm not sure, but yeah, the Nuka-cade in Fallout is like it's like carnivals, like shooting gallery and skee ball and like whack-a-mole. So yeah, it's a lot, and 100,000 tickets is a bunch.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
You get the inflatable orca whale that they tie above the booth.
And your spider ring, as Brent would say. Hey.
Spider ring.
But yeah, that'll do it for Overachievers. Eyes on the prize. Anybody who has that achievement, shout out to you guys. That's the rarest of the rare. So send us some ideas for next week. What games do you want to hear? We'll do an overachievement segment about the your favorite game.
And shout out to everybody out there listening. As promised, I suppose we should do the rundown of how to get a hold of us. Thank you for the second review. We're still going strong. We want some people to talk to us, tell us how we're doing, and we'll tell you how you're doing. So
You're good.
it's harder to get 5 stars out of us, I'll tell you that. I'm just playing. iTunes, Podcast Addict. If you have the iTunes option checked for your searches, we're on Stitcher. And, of course, you can just check us out at the website, edgystances.squarespace.com.
Hey.
Hey.
We'll be
Send
there.
us an email, edgystances@gmail.com. Find us on mixer.com/edgystances, twitch.tv/edgystances, and all of us stream on our own. I'm Best Jacob Alive 2.
And I'm Best Eagle Alive. Brent, where can we find you?
Catch me on Twitch at AWBS88, but I have been... but I have been
Sorry,
streaming
y'all.
on Edgy Stances Twitch, and me and Jacob have been on Mixer running through some Dark Souls.
Oh,
some
man.
tandem
Dark Bowls,
streams.
baby. Dark Bowls. Yeah. Dude, it's been dope.
Yeah, we
Lot of
indulge in our favorite pastime as adults and, play some Dark Souls.
And,
Dual stream.
The fire fades. Also, I've been running through Sexy Brutal, too, so if you want to see a quirky little indie game like that, check out. And one awesome thing about Mixer is that they archive our performances, our streams as well.
Yeah.
With audio intact, so you don't have to be there live. We've been talking a lot lately about maybe doing a little bit of a feed show, like a little companion show. Maybe get on some live feeds and play some games and hopefully interact with the public. So
We'll figure
send
it out.
us some. Yeah, we're considering setting up a Facebook. Maybe that'd be a little bit easier for everybody to get organized. And yeah, thank you, listener. Thank you. This is so much fun, and it's all because of you.
Yeah,
We
appreciate
love you.
Just
Eagles quick to fall.
Just
But
just
so
talk
quick.
to us a little more. We
Amazing.
feel like we're doing all the talking. We want this to be a two-way street.
I'm doing all the work. When we're done with our date, I'm exhausted. Anyway, y'all, remember, stay ambered.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys have
Bop.
the best day you've ever had.
Okay.
Just sounds like suffering still.
I'm suffering while he suffers.
Goodbye.
Take the solo, Spider.
I can't.